I worked for Evans Alshaw, and I was saying to you before that the good thing with businesses with me is the sky's my limit. I can always feel like there's growth, and when I feel like there's growth, I don't feel suffocated. I just feel every day I can grow. Every day there's going to be something new. Every day I can challenge myself. Yeah. And I got to a point in Evans Alshaw where I'd worked there for 8 years. I was working my days off. I was just doing everything humanly possible. I was worn out, tired, and I couldn't grow anymore. Yeah. Like I was selling over 400 cars a year. The next best salesman to me was selling 180. It was just, it got too much for me. I just thought, I can't, I'm going to kill myself if I stay here because I can't do anymore. So that's the reason I left. And it was funny because I'd actually started a business previously. When I met Tanya, my wife, I actually had a business at the time, but I was quite young at that point. I was very overambitious, very undereducated. And because I couldn't even manage myself, I couldn't manage a business. Yeah. So I come home to Tanya one day, and this has been brewing for a bit, and I said, Tanya, I'm leaving. And I was earning a lot of money at this. For the nature of the job it was, I was earning a lot of money, and she just, you're not leaving. Do you know? And it was just like, because Tanya's sensible, she's secure, we had a good house, we had 2 kids, we had everything we wanted, we could buy nice clothes, go on nice holidays, but it wasn't enough for me. And for certain people, it's just not enough. You need more. Yeah. So I was taking a big risk, and I always go back to that day with Tanya now and say, what about what you said? Because now we've got a phenomenal life.
It's a bargaining chip with anything you need now, isn't it?
Yeah, we've got a phenomenal life, but still she says, yeah, look, you know, she looks up to me, so I think you're amazing for what you've done and the courage that you've shown to put us on the map and get us a better life. Yeah.
Was it a complete like cut-off point, or did you say, I'm just leaving and I'm gone and I'm going to start my business from scratch? Or did you like kind of start having it in the background?
I had it in the background.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I was building something in the background. Yeah. That I think she knew. I'm trying to think back if she knew. She knew, but she just thought it was something on the side. Right. But all I was doing to myself is I was demonstrating that this was possible. So
so you didn't even tell her then?
No, I was just demonstrating to myself because I knew the conversation, how it was going to go. Yeah. I knew when I said to Tanya, I'm leaving my job that I'm absolutely smashing. I knew where it was going. But I think when you're a free spirit like me, although I love my wife and I listen to her, you know, I do what I want to do. And if I think that that's the right decision, I'm going to do it. So it was a formality. I'm going. Go on, let it out. Give me your insecurity about it. And then I'll do what I'm going to do. Yeah.
What was your reservations at that point? I'm sure you had a few fears, right?
Honest to God, Kev, and this is the difference with me, I never ever think something's going to go wrong. I'm so confident in myself, and that can work against you, by the way. Yeah. I'm so confident in myself that I just know it's going to work. I'm just very assured in my... I was more nervous about coming here today speaking to you than I was leaving a job and going and setting my own business up. I didn't even think about it twice.
But what about like financially, because you would have gone from income...
So what I'd done is I'd already demonstrated the model whilst I worked. So basically I had somebody in the background who had his own car forecourt, and I was putting cars on his forecourt, buying them. He was selling them for me. So I'd built a pot up and I was...
Is this like a big no-go for your company that you're working with though, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't find that out, right? Yeah.
So that's well gone by now. In this time, I've become a big success. I don't care about that. So I'd already demonstrated it to myself that it was possible.
So how did you go from leaving your job, you got there, to the new business that you started setting up? Yeah. What was kind of the moment where it was like, yeah, shit, this is really working?
So the thing is, in our game, is it's an asset business. So we're not selling a service. So it requires money. So I set up with a certain amount of money. I actually got like loads of credit cards out at the time and just put them into the business and set with a set amount of money, and you've just got to snowball it. You've got to get that, you've got to keep that money in that business and keep snowballing it. So that's what I did, and I didn't take much out of the business. That was a key. That was one of the key things with my growth. I kept my life basic and took very little out until the business was demonstrating that it was running on its own 2 feet.
So it was buy a car, sell it, profit, bring it back in, go
absolutely
again,
and just take a very small salary. So my lifestyle for 2 years went from earning quite a bit of money at Evans Alshaw, so I was on the breadline again. Do you know what I mean? We wasn't buying nice clothes. We was reusing the clothes we had. We wasn't going on holidays. We went on holidays, but there was cheap budget holidays. I didn't buy nice clothes. I didn't have nice watches. And to be honest, this is one of the key things that I find wrong with people when they're trying to get a business off the ground. They're more interested in showing people the business is doing well by having a Rolex and a nice car than actually worried about what the business is actually doing. Do you know, I took the pride out of knowing this business that no one can see in my bank account, it's getting places. And before, it happens so quick with me. And this is what a lot of people say, how have you got from there to there so fast? And it really was just working so hard and not spending money. Just keep building the business up.
Hey, talk to me about that period of your life where you went from a good amount of income to very little on the breadline. A conversation with your missus. Was it like, no, we're not spending no money?
She goes with the flow, Tanya. She's a good person like that. She's not bothered about stuff as long as she's got basic requirements. It wasn't important to us.
But not so much like materialistic thing, but like, you know, you can't go on holiday, or you got to watch your budget when you're going shopping a little bit, or do you know what I mean?
Well, do you know what?
How was it?
I'd say it was restrictive it was restrictive sometimes, but it's not something that stands out to me that was ever a suffering.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So it can't have been that bad. But the thing is with me as well is we didn't, at that point back in the early days, we didn't ever have lavish holidays and stuff like that. So it was also something was being taken away from us.
So you spoke about kind of what your missus thought about you starting your own business. What about like other people around you, friends? Did you get the backing from them?
100%. Yeah. So one of the interesting stories is with my business now is everybody that works for me used to work at Evans Alshaw. This is because they knew what I was like. I was different to them. I was tenacious and I was so obsessed. So even when my business hadn't really got off the ground, the first salesman,
they came over before it was like established.
I was taking them one by one. So the first guy I took now, who's actually one of the managers, the conversation I had with him was, look, Mike, I think this business is going places. I've grown it to a point now where I can no longer sell cars anymore. I need to step back and start building these other things. I need you to come on board as a salesman. No problem, back you all the way. So he left a big corporate company to come and work for little old, what was it called?
And he would have got paid less as well, right?
It's not that he would have been paid less. It was more to do with he was coming to, at that point, an unstable company that wasn't proven. Just off the back of me.
Do you reckon he would have came for less money?
Did he come for less money? No.
Or would he have?
Would he have come for less money? I'd have to say no. He wouldn't have come if I wasn't selling him the prospect of earning more money and creating a better life for himself. So like he would have come thinking, all right, well, I might earn as much for 12 months, but I know this guy's going places. But he knew under my umbrella that he was going to progress.
So what could he do different at yours that he couldn't do at that other company?
He was working under me and me nurturing him.
Better environment.
Yeah, just a better environment. And I think some people need nurturing. Like this particular person that I'm speaking about now, when he was in Evans Alshaw, he sold 10 cars a month. When he come working for me, I had him doing 20, 25 because I inspired him. Do you know, people need that. I don't need it. Do I need it? I get it from outside sources. I'm constantly obsessing, looking at Elon Musk. Wow, look what he can do. Do you know what I mean? But some people just need that nurturing. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's what signifies a good manager. Knowing your staff, knowing which buttons to press with all of them to get the best level out of them.
So you mentioned back when you worked at the old place, you were selling 400 cars.
400. My last year I sold 426 cars in a calendar year.
In your last year working there?
Last year working for them.
Yeah, okay, cool. So you done that, and then the other guy just saying they're selling like 100, 180.
In the dealership, the next best person was selling around 180 to 200.
What's the difference?
In salary? Or
no, between you two. Why are you selling 400? Why is he selling 100?
Because they like the private life and they're comfortable within themselves just being average.
Right, and you're more out there.
I'm just always wanting more for myself. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
But I mean, like, what habit? What does it look like?
What habits?
Yeah. If I was coming into the dealership, I seen you and I seen him.
So this is an interesting thing, right? When you walked into the showroom, you'd think me selling double the amount of cars, I was the first desk at the front of the showroom. I wasn't. I was the desk at the back. And the reason that is I would weigh that customer up when they walk through that door and see if there's someone I want to speak to. I knew I didn't know, but I had a good understanding of somebody that came in for a mooch and somebody that came in just with the body language. I would hope, so I wouldn't get myself tied up with nonsense.
Right.
If you're the first person at the front, it's the first person that person gravitates towards. Like so I'd sit back, calculate, and I'd watch the behaviours, but I would have known how they've pulled up on the forecourt, whether they've gone, had a piece of paper searching for a car. That I picked up on all.
How'd you get over if he's serious? How'd you get over getting him instead of the first person at the desk grabbing him?
Well, so they'd pull up in the car park, they'd get out of the car, I'd look at the body language between each other.
Before they get to
then they'd have a piece of paper. So if they had a piece of paper, that means they've printed a car off that they've seen on the internet that we've got. So straight away, that's a telltale sign. They'll search to see if they can find it, and then they'll walk through the door. So I know that customer's serious. So I'll be straight up, straight over. But other people wouldn't observe on that level because they wasn't that bothered. Do you know what I mean? So I was calculated in my assassination of how to get the most out of my day. So I wouldn't get myself tied, because one of the biggest things is getting tied up with a customer that wants 2 hours of your time that isn't going to buy a car. They wouldn't be getting me.
Yeah. And then, so what else would you say in terms of when you've actually got the people and you're locking someone in?
What would I say is
difference in skill.
A difference in skill.
Yeah, because you wouldn't.
I was ruthless in getting to the point. Me, everything was methodical. It was ruthless in getting. I would establish the customer's actions all along, and I'd tie it up into such a small package that I could have a customer in and out within 30 minutes. I was just. People used to say to me, "How can you just say that to a customer? Why not? Why can't I say that to a customer? I'm trying to take an hour process of messing around to put it into 10 minutes.
Yeah, like that.
They've got.
I think that kind of ties into a little bit what we're talking about, like the unwritten rules that we kind of put on ourselves, isn't it? Like,
get to the point and don't be scared of it. Because if I go into a shop, right, I want them to serve me in the most timely fashion. I don't mess about. If I see, me and Tanya will go out shopping, I'll see something I like, I buy it. Don't buy that. Let's go to the other. What if you like that? Well, I'll buy that as well, but I want to buy this now. So it's all about concluding everything in a timely fashion. You don't want to waste your time. Do you? Nobody wants to waste the time, do they?
Yeah. Do you know, that's one thing that I'm actually finding a pattern and a similarity with the guests that I bring on. And we spoke about even on the last podcast that we just did, is how ruthless people are, how ruthless these guys that are coming on are with like the time.
Yeah.
Like if something don't serve them, they just drop it out.
Drop it. And that's it.
Like they know how to say no to things.
But it's what I say ruthless because that's their perception of ruthless. Everybody else within the dealership say, you're ruthless, you're ruthless. To me, it wasn't. I wasn't ruthless. I was just direct.
Yeah.
Bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang. That's how I just had to get everybody into my way. Do you know what I mean? I was good at doing that.
Yeah.
So I would direct that customer through their purchase. I wouldn't let them direct me through their purchase. Do you know what I mean? I would break it down for them. You like this car, that's what you want.
So you kind of controlled
I controlled it. And that's one thing with me is I do like to control. If I don't feel like I'm in control of something, I like to control things because if I've got control of it, then I know that the outcome is going to be in my favour.
Yeah. Was you liked in the dealership?
That's a very, very good question. I like that question. I was admired by few and hated by many.
Yeah.
However, it's different now. Like my relationship with people now is very, very different. Why would I say that is? But it's a really good question, that, because
I'm sure the other side.
We go back to this. Me and Rex, so one of the guys that works with me, was talking about this the other day. And I just think it's because I was stopping at nothing at that point. Nothing was getting in my way. I wasn't interested in people's opinions of me until I could prove to myself I was successful. Mm-hmm. And I've done that now. And it's not like I want to start. I'm not saying I've put my flag in the ground. I'm successful now. That's it. Yeah. I've proved to myself now. So I'm not as direct, I'd say. So I'm a bit more understanding of other people because I can be now. Then I couldn't. I was on a mission. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So what do you think your kind of mission is from now? Your purpose kind of changed a little bit, do you feel?
My purpose has changed because I'm on a bit of a mission with myself at the minute because I think the more you understand about yourself, the better you are with everything in life. Do you know what I mean? Even with your business as well. So, I mean, I've got the business to a point now where it almost runs itself. It doesn't really, I don't have a key role in the business anymore where it consumes my time. Yeah. Like
was that important for you to kind of have a bit of freedom?
It was what made this company grow at a big rate.